Well, how y'all are this afternoon? This is your buddy George Jones over here at the Bergen Gun Range with my fourth attempt at making a gun video that I would like to call the Colt Trooper. Now the wind is howling so hard today that I don't think I'll get any audio to speak of, but we're still going to try and get the video in. The gun we have today is the Colt Trooper 3. Now the Trooper 3 is a gun that started out its history in the 1930s as the Colt Model 357. In the 1950s, Smith & Wesson came out with a gun that would eventually become designated as the Model 28, but Colt named it the Highway Patrol. So the firearms industry competition in police firearms was heavy in those days. So Colt renamed the Model 357 and began calling it the Trooper. Now the original Troopers were a more or less tapered barrel gun. They did have adjustable sights on them. They didn't have an ejector rod shroud. They just had an ejector rod just sticking out there in the wind. And over the years, a few improvements were made, mostly a heavy barrel, straight heavy barrel, a sight ramp, and a shrouded ejector rod. And that helped the gun a lot in the law enforcement market. Agencies in the Southwest tended to carry Colts in those days. Colt was a big name, aligned with the Old West, and so on and so forth. Agencies preferred Colts, and they did really good with it. Over the years, the Trooper became a target revolver as well, a very desirable target revolver. They made variations on the Colt Trooper all the way up to about 1989 or 1990. And Colt kept going back into receivership and in and out and so forth, and like that. So here we go. Let's talk about the gun a little bit itself. The gun has recessed cylinders. Now the individual cylinders aren't recessed, the whole cylinder face is recessed in this gun. It has the standard Colt lockup, which is back here like this, which is a plunger that goes into the crane as opposed to a stud on the crane that goes into the frame. Okay, just exactly the opposite of Smith & Wesson. The triggers on these guys are a lot better than out of the box Smith & Wesson's tended to be. Has big checkered Colt signature grips on it, and the checkering is very nice. The finish of this gun is in 98%. Let's shoot it a little bit. I'm going to load this guy up first with some wad cutters and try it. I've got a shooting CNC target up down there at 15 yards. Get this guy loaded. The correct speed loader for this gun is HKS PY, same as the Python. All right, let's give it a try with some old Wadley cutters here and see how it shoots. 6-on single action, see how it actually, what the accuracy looks like. And I don't even think I hit it. Oh, I think I hit it way up high. There we go. I'm gonna put a little windage and elevation on it. All right, I've got 6 rounds of Winchester Super X 357 Magnum. Let's try that. 6 rounds of Winchester Super X Magnum. That target stand sitting right in front of my steel silhouette. And I'm not going to move. I'm just going to shoot something else with it. All right, let's get her galladined here. All right. 6 rounds, 14-inch steel AR 500 plate. Double action. What the? What the? Well, let's try it again. 6 rounds. It's just not my day. Oof! That's a kicker right there. Kicker, I tell you. And it's an Irish-splitting Magnum boomer. So hard on that finger right there. Let's see if we can get down here cup and saucer, maybe do a little better. Shoot as good as mine, that's for sure. Man, kind of glad that's over. don't shoot as good as my L frame. Of course, I'm shooting this gun cold too, in all fairness. You know, I stopped and picked this gun up this afternoon. I haven't ever shot it. So it's a relatively new gun to me. Or it is a new gun to me. What do we got here? We got some 165 grain soft points. 165 grain soft points, which I think Federal loads these intending it for rifle. And got a couple of XTPs. Let's shoot this stuff up while we're sitting here not doing nothing. Shoot different kinds of ammunition out of a gun. You might find one that shoots good in it. There's 140 grain GI ball M6. Try that. Another XTP. It's good. It's going to be a baker's lot right here. Boy, hit it. Hit it again. Hit it again. Apparently this gun shoots 38 specials better than it shoots magnums. I don't know. You know, it's not my gun. I don't have any dope on it. I'm just over here demonstrating it. But I like demonstrating it enough. I'm going to demonstrate it a little more. Let's get some more shells out of here, load that gun back up. It shoots pretty good with 38 wad cutters. So we'll put another 6 on that see and say. I'm just over here shooting for my own recreation. We've got 1,000 subscribers again, so it's time for another 1,000 gun giveaway. So how I'm going to do it this time is I'm going to choose my I'm going to make the drawing from the Patreon supporters this time. I'm like, you know, I thought that was a good idea. The wife said, you know, you ought to do something with your Patreon supporters. And I'm like, you know, that's not a bad idea. So the 4,000 subscriber gun giveaway is going to be from the Patreon supporters. And we'll see how that goes. You know, I started doing this gun giveaway back when I didn't have any subscribers at all and didn't think I would ever have any. You know. And now, seems like every 2 or 3 months, I'm giving away a gun. which is good. I mean, you know. All right, let's go down here and see how this gun actually shot, or how I actually shot it. That's probably more important, how I actually shot it. Made a deal with an old boy locally to come over here and bush hog the range twice a month. It's been a real problem this year, is getting the damn range mowed. Okay, so I fired 13 rounds at this target, and I've got, oh, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you know, on it. Again, this is a cold gun to me. I've never shot it before. If I shot it and got used to it, it'd probably be pretty impressive. I remember I had one for years. I had a Trooper 2 that I used in pistol competition, 4-inch Trooper 2. And, you know, won that individual annual shooter a couple of times with it. So, you know, they're a good gun. Well, all right then. That's about the size of it for this long drawn out 5 blooper reels. Finally got it in, and the wind may wash it completely out and I may not even put it up. So that's about it. The old Trooper. Let's talk about the value of this gun for just a minute. I've inspected this gun, looked at it pretty close. The finish on this gun is at least 95% and probably 98%. The grips are, the original finishes on the grips nicely. The gun is in time, it's in tune, it functions correctly. The grips have very sharp checkering still on it. The Colt medallion looks right. There's no rust, no signs of spot rust, no signs of patina. The finish is in almost perfect condition. It's hard to say that a gun is in 100% finished condition. You know, that you're not breaking the box open and taking it out of the box. So it has been shot. The cylinder faces are scorched. But where you would normally find levels of wear on the finish of a gun, you don't see it on this one. Generally you see wear right around here at the knee of the frame. You see it on the front of the trigger guard, you see it on the back of the trigger guard, you see it around the cylinder latch and so forth, and this gun does not have any wear showing on it whatsoever. Just maybe a little bit of, little touch of shininess right there. But other than that, so I'm saying this gun is in 95% condition. Everything about it is perfect, or as close to perfect as you can get on a used gun. I estimate the value of this gun, just like it sits today, at $750 to $850, with original box papers and so forth to go with it, and maybe original sales receipt. It would be worth up around $1,000. So that's what I think. Well, all right then. Like, share, commentate, and subscribe. Leave me old $1 in the Patreon bucket on the way out the door, and you might win yourself a new gun. Let's be dangerous. Let's be dangerous during these cautious times. Yeah, that's it. Like that. God bless y'all, and we'll see you when we see you. Bye now. Turn off. Turn off.